Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome to the February edition of Wednesday webinars. We at the UAGC Library host these every third Wednesday of the month, and it's just our chance to invite a different vendor from our collection of over 90 subscription databases in the library to just give us a little deep dive into one of our collections. And today I'd like to welcome Cindy Slater from EBSCO. Cindy's one of our favorite leaders in guiding us through these EBSCO collections. You might have seen Cindy, you might know her from other Wednesday webinars, such as, but yes, Cindy is a great resource for understanding these databases and what they can bring to the work that we do here at UAGC and just how they enhance our library collection. So thank you, Cindy, for being here. Today, we're talking about EBSCO and Mental Measurements Yearbook with tests in print. And Cindy's going to give us a little information about what this database is and then take us on a spin through the database. Before we do that, though, I just wanted to show you, I like just to sort of orient people in the library at first, in case you want to follow along or just know how to get to these collections that we're talking about. From the library homepage, which of course you can get to through your Canvas classroom, the link in the left-hand menu that says Writing Center or Library, click on the link to library and you should end up here at the library homepage. Now, the Library One search box searches most of our databases at once. This is our search engine powered by EBSCO. And if we go to Find Articles and More, this is going to get us to those specific databases, and we present them in a couple different ways, but most of the time I recommend just going to databases A to Z if you know the database that you're looking for. So for example, today, if we want to look at Mental Measurements Yearbook, we would go to M for Mental Measurements, and we've got a link here. And clicking on this will take you directly in to the database that's configured to search for Mental Measurements Yearbook with tests in print. You can always see that here at the top and know exactly what you're searching. Okay, at this point, I will stop blabbing and hand things over to Cindy.
Thank you very much, Karen, and thank you so much for your time today, everybody. Karen, can I just ask if you could allow me just to have sharing rights? That would be lovely, and I'll start to share my screen. Thank you very much. Wonderful.
There you go. Let me know if that worked.
Great. So you should be able to see my screen now. So as Karen mentioned, my name is Cindy Slater. I'm a Senior Customer Training Specialist with EBSCO Information Services. We are headquartered in Ipswich, Massachusetts, which is about an hour north of Boston, and I'm coming to you today from my home office in Boston. Now I have a few slides just to introduce this database, and then we'll move across to the live environment and we'll do some searching. If you would like to search along with me, I do encourage you to search along when we get to the demonstration side of things. Search along with me if you follow the steps going from the library site and finding that individual database, feel free to search along with me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send through a chat message and I'll keep my eye on the chat as we are going along. So a little bit about this database. Now we've got a scenario here. You need a specific type of test for your researcher training. How do you choose from the vast array of commercially available products? This is the database for you, Mental Measurements Yearbook with tests in print. Now this database is produced by the Burroughs Center for Testing at the University of Nebraska. And this resource is essential for evaluating contemporary testing instruments. Now, it's designed for both novices and professionals alike, and it contains full text reviews for test products in psychology, education, business, and leadership. In addition, it also provides a bibliography to test and Spanish language, to English and Spanish language tests. So this tool is kind of like your consumer reports of the testing industry. A little bit about the Burroughs Center. So they are based at the University of Nebraska. So they operate as an independent, non-profit organization, and their mission is to improve science and practice of testing and the science and practice of testing and assessment. The primary mission is to improve that testing assessment and measurement practices. In addition, the Burris Center houses the world's largest collection of commercially available tests. So this particular database is actually a combination of two databases. You've got your mental measurements yearbook, and then you've also got the Prints in Test yearbook. So let's learn a little bit about these, and they come together, they complement each other here. They're complementary products, and you can search them together on this one searching platform. Now, Mental Measurements Yearbook, this database contains full text reviews of over 3,000 comprehensive testing products and has all previous editions of the yearbook dating back to 1938. It contains descriptive, or all the entries contain descriptive information and edited reviews by leading content area experts. The second database, the Tests in Print. So this resource integrates the complete Tests in Practice database. This database is also produced by the Burris Center at the University of Nebraska. Now, with this database here, it's got comprehensive bibliography to all known commercially available tests, and it has a score index that permits users to identify what is measured by each test. The Tests in Print database guides readers to critical, candid test reviews published in the Mental Measurements Yearbook series. And this particular product, yeah, both of these databases together, they are an essential tool for professionals in education, psychology, and business. Now, when we are searching, it's always good to just have a refresher around some things that can help you with your search construction. A well-constructed search is, likely to get you to where you want to be that little bit quicker, yielding results that are going to be of relevance. Now, we can use Boolean operators when we're searching. Boolean operators are the words and, or, and not. These words in your search can help to narrow your search, to broaden your search, and also to omit a term from your search. As well as using the Boolean operators, you can also make use of search tips. Now, a popular one is the asterisk, and this will pick up different endings to a word stem. You've got the question mark, which is a single character wildcard. The multiple character wildcard is the hash symbol. And you can imagine with this one, a popular way to use this one is for those words where there's a difference between British and American English. So think of words like colour, behaviour, paediatric. They're all examples of where you may choose to use the hash symbol. I will say that the searching platform that we're going to go to in a moment, EBSCOhost, it's pretty good at identifying both spellings anyway, but it doesn't hurt to just file this tip away, and you may choose to use it just to see if there's anything else out there. And then the last tip is to make use of quotation marks for phrase searching. So let's make our way across to the searching interface. So again, if you'd like to search along with me, you are welcome to do so. When you click on the link from that library page, you are taken here to this searching interface. And from here, you can see we are searching Mental Measurements Yearbook with Tests in Print. You've actually got access to quite a number of EBSCO databases, so we won't cover them in today's session, but I do encourage you to explore all of the different EBSCO databases that you have access to at the university. Each one has its own area of focus, and you can search one or more of them at a time on this EBSCOhost platform. So let's begin with a search. Now, there are different ways that we can search. Maybe you are interested in a specific test. You could search for that specific test. Or maybe you are interested in any searches around a particular topic. Let's search for a specific test to begin with. We're interested in the emotional processing scale. So I'm going to enter my search terms. The search mode you have in place is Boolean phrase. Now, this means that you can use the Boolean operators, so and, or, and not. It also supports exact phrase searching without having to use quotation marks. So the emotional processing scale. We can see that it is here within the database, and let's have a look at the information in the HTML full text. When we have a look at the full text, we've got the option to listen to this if we'd like. So then we've got a couple of reviews about this scale. So we can see information about the reviewer. We can see a description. So this is the review. The review contains a description of this scale. It contains information about how long it would take to complete the scale, the digital version, the development, technical information, including standardization and scoring, the reliability, plus more in this discrimination, plus more in this review. And then if we scroll down a little further, we've also got the commentary from the reviewer, and we've got the summary from the reviewer. We've got the reviewer's references, and then scrolling down, we've got our second review of this scale. So this is from a different reviewer. We can see the information regarding for this particular reviewer, and again, they go through the description and development of this scale, continuing down the technical, and you'll see their notes there in terms of their references. So they're the reviews for the processing scale. If you were to click on the title of the article, we can see the detailed record screen. So this has got all the particulars. We can access the detailed record screen from this page as well. So let's click on the detailed record. And here we can see the acronym. We can actually search using the acronym. We can see the authors. So what else has this person authored here in this database? We can click on the link and we can see, what else this person has authored here within this particular database. Let's go back to that detailed record screen. We can see the publication date for the scale. We can see the publisher information. We can see the two reviewers. We had a look at their two reviews a moment ago. We can see, are there any other tests here in the database that this person has reviewed? We can view those reviews. Now we see the particulars of this test. So what's the purpose of this test? What's the test category? What's the population that we'd use this test for? And then information about how we administer the test, the appropriate approximate time it would take to complete this test. We've got pricing information for this test and some other particulars about the test. So that's searching for an individual test. Now on the right hand side, you can see we've got some tools to work with this. Maybe you would like to save it to the cloud. You've got the option to do so. If you would like to save it to a personal folder, there is the option to save to a personal folder, and I'll talk a bit more about this personal folder in a moment. If you'd like to save or cite, you've got some tools to do so. And then you've also got the permalink. Now, this is a great way to share something. Maybe you'd like to share this with another faculty member, or maybe you'd like to share this with students. You can copy this permalink, and when you send it to somebody and that person clicks on the link and it recognizes that they are part of the subscription, that person will be taken to this page and they can view the article and they can view the full text if it's available. Now, say the university has IP authentication and the person that you send this to is on the network at the time, they'll be IP authenticated. So it recognizes they are part of the subscription and they will be authenticated and they can view this full text. Let's do another search and then we'll talk about working with results. You've got a particular number of results you want to work with. So we search for a specific test, but you can also search maybe around a subject area. So let's say we're interested in, say, substance misuse. So let's search for substance misuse. It's actually giving me some options as I'm typing in. But there may be some authors that maybe enter about, say, substance abuse or maybe addiction. So let's use the or Boolean here. And I want to capture any of these options. So substance misuse or substance abuse or addiction. So we're thinking of all the different ways that this can be captured using the or Boolean to broaden our search. So now rather than a specific test, we now have a results list. We've got 73 tests that have matched this search. And down the left-hand side, you've got some options to refine the results. So we can just see results where the full text is available. Maybe you want to see results published in a particular date range. And then continuing down, we've got ways that we can filter our results. So for the results in this list here, the 78 results we have, the majority are mapped to the subject of personality. We've also got quite a number that are mapped to the subject of alcohol and substance use. We've got 6 options here. We can click on show more and that will bring up more options, and we can sort these options A to Z or by hit count, the number of results. Continuing down, you have some more options to filter, including language. So if there are other language results for this particular search, you'd see the options there. Let me pause for questions. Any questions around anything that we've covered so far? So we can search for a specific test, or you could search a broad search, and then you've got the results list that you can then refine. Now, as I'm looking through these results, there may be a few here that are of interest, but maybe it's one of those days you've got back-to-back meetings today and you don't have a chance to read it today, but you would like to circle back. You'll notice that for each result, there is this little blue sort of folder icon here. And when I click on it, it now looks like a manila folder. I'm saving results to this folder here in the right-hand column. Now, at the moment, this folder in the right-hand column is a session folder. So when I close out at the end of our time today, I lose whatever's in the folder. If you'd like to have a folder that you can come back to in another session, so tomorrow, next week, next month, 3 months' time, up the top here, you can create a free account. Click sign in, and then there'll be an option to sign up. Enter your first name, your email address, create a password, make sure that these crosses become ticks, read through the privacy policy, and then if you consent, check the box and create your free account. Now, this account is optional, but it is encouraged because when you sign into your account, you unlock a number of personalization features. So in a moment, I'll be logged into my account and we'll have a look in my account. Out of interest, does anyone have an account already? If you do, feel free to send through a chat message. I've got my eye on the chat. So here we've got Cindy's folder, my personal folder. I haven't shared my login information for this folder with anybody else, so no one else can log in and access, what's in my folder. On the right-hand side, we've got options to work. So rather than exporting one by one, you might want to export a number of results in one go or save a number of results in one go. You can save results to your folder and then save in a batch from here. Now within my folder, I've got articles, I can save images, I can save searches. So imagine you've done a search today and it's a very complex search, but you'd like to come back and revisit that search in another session. Rather than have to come back and type it all in from scratch, what are the keywords that I use? What are the Boolean operators that I used? You can come in here, save one or more of, well, you can do this from the search history screen, I should say. But you can save one or more of your searches from the current session into your folder, and then you can come back and retrieve the search or searches in another session. So this is a great time saver for you. And then from the research history screen, you've got the option to refresh your results. So maybe it's been a while since you last ran that search, you could refresh your results. Continuing down, you can create subfolders. So you can save things to subfolders and you can actually share the contents of your subfolder with somebody else. So they can see what's in your subfolder, they just can't add to that subfolder. So say you'd like to share this with your students. So maybe you've got some articles in a particular subfolder that you've created and you say to the students, everybody, I am going to send you a link so that you can view the contents of this subfolder. So you would expand the subfolder you'd like to share, use the share link, enter one or more email addresses. You can add in a message if you'd like and click on invite. And the recipient will receive an email with a code and instructions on how they can view your subfolder. So they can see what's in that subfolder, they just can't add to that subfolder. Wonderful. I can see someone in the chat has said that they use the folder all of the time and they find it very helpful. So that's fantastic to hear. Wonderful. Thank you very much for that. So let's make our way back to the results page. Using the share button, this is where you can save results to your folder. You can save up to 50 results at a time. You can see 50 results per page, so you can save up to 50 results at a time. Page 1, then move to page 2, save the 50 results from page 2 if you'd like, and then go on from there. You can create an email alert. And with this personal folder that you've created, it unlocks the ability to create search alerts. So if you'd like to get notified anytime there's new content added to the database that matches the search, in my case, substance misuse or substance abuse or addiction, you can set up a search alert, enter one or more email addresses, select the frequency you'd like the search to be run, and then go ahead and save your alert. So that means that rather than you coming and having to check for that content all of the time, you've set up an alert so you will be notified when there's anything that has been added to the database that matches your search. So let's start to build up some complexity with our searching. So we did a fairly simple keyword search or a couple of simple keyword searches. Let's have a look at the field options that are available. Now, in the database, there are a number of different fields, and they can help make your search a little more targeted. The only one that's not going to make it more targeted is this one here, all text field. This one will search for your keyword in all of the database's citation fields. It will also search for the keyword in the full text of articles. So that's the only one that won't narrow your search, but the others will make your searching a little bit more targeted. So maybe you are interested in any tests where there's a particular keyword in the name of the test. Maybe you're interested in any tests that fit into a particular category. The acronym, so for example, the mini mental state examination. I want to save myself a bit of typing and I'm going to search by the acronym of MMSE. It will recognize that and I can be taken to my result from there. So if you do know the acronym, that's a nice quick way to search. And we saw a little earlier with that first search that we searched for the emotional processing scale, we could have searched acronym EPS, and that would have taken us to the emotional processing scale. Continuing down, we can see the purpose, we can see the reviewer. I'd like to search for anything else that's been reviewed by this particular person. So lots of different field options that can help you with your searching. Now, a lot of them are pretty easy to understand, what they are searching just by looking at the name of the field. But if you'd like more information about the field, in the top right-hand corner, when you click on Help, this will bring up EBSCOhost help, so just general help about searching on this EBSCOhost searching platform. And if we scroll right down to the bottom here in the bottom left-hand corner, this is where you see the database specific help. So here's our help for Mental Measurements Yearbook with tests in print. And if we go to searchable fields, here we've got a list of all of the searchable fields in the database, the searchable tag for each field, a description for each, and an example for each. So this is a very helpful document available in that top right-hand corner. So let's try one. Let's try using, we've tried acronym, let's try population. I would like to see any results in here where the population is children. Searching by population, we can see our results, 217 results. And then again, we've got our options to refine our results down the left-hand side. You have got access to videos. So if there are any videos that have matched your search, you will see them here in the results list. And you can, most of these are AP videos that you can watch in full size. You can view the transcript of the video, and you can see more information about the video. So just in case you are wondering why these videos are appearing in the results list. Now, as well as searching using field options, there are also special limiters. So if we scroll down further, we can see things like the categories. There are a number of categories here within the Mental Measurements Yearbook Tests in Print database. Lots of different categories, and I've actually got them on a slide just to make it a little easier to view. So these are all of the test categories that are available in the database, and you can apply the limiter for any of these categories. So maybe you are interested in any around achievement. We could just apply that limiter, the category of achievement, run our search, and we'll see in results that have matched the search. If you'd like to know more about the different test categories, this is where we can go back to that help document that we had a look at a moment ago. Let me bring that up again. So help in the top right-hand corner, mental measurements, yearbook with tests in print. And then we can see things like the different test category descriptions. So I just had them on that slide there to make it visually easy just to see. But if you'd like a definition for each of these, do recommend that you go to that help document. So let's make use of some of these limiters. We've had an example with alcohol and substance abuse. Let's do one around personality as a test category. So I'm going to click on test category of personality. If you'd like to select more than one option, just hold down the control button. And when I click on personality, I'll be taken to a result list. I've got quite a number of results that have matched the category of personality. And from here, we've got our options down the left-hand side to refine our results from here. And for these results, you can, let's have a look at one of these here. So we've got our reviews, and then we've got the detailed record where we can see the specifics of the test. So the author, the acronym, we've got that test category there of personality and pricing information plus more. Any questions around the fields or the limiter options that can help you, get you to where you want to be as quickly as possible? Now, so far, all of the searching we've done has been done via that search box. That's probably the most popular way that you will do your searching. If you have got a search that's got some complexity to it, you can space out different elements of your search topic on different rows. If you need to add additional rows, you can do so from here. So this is probably the most popular way to explore the content in the database. There is another way that you can explore the content, and that's up here in the top toolbar. Now, when we click on indexes, we've got the ability to browse index. And when you click on select, then we've got a list of different indexes within the database. So maybe we want to see things like, let's use the test category. When I click on the index of test category and I browse, you can see here we've got the different categories and we can see how many results have been mapped to that category. There is a search box, so if you are interested in anything, I want to go straight to that content there around, say, education. I can be taken straight to that result there. Now, if you want to build up your search, you can do so from this index browse screen. We've got 195 results that have matched our search for the test category of education. We can select it from here and we can go ahead and we can search from here. We can view our 195 results from there. Let's have a look at some of the other indexes. So this is an area that you may not have browsed before, may not have explored before. I'd like to see anything, maybe broken out by language. We can see the different language options available here in the database. Maybe we want to browse by acronym. Oh, let's go by score. So different ways that we can explore that content here within the database. So they're the main things want to go through about this database. Once you are familiar with searching on this platform, the EBSCOhost platform, the beauty of this is that once you're familiar with the functionality of the platform, you can search any of those EBSCOhost databases on the platform. The main things that I would encourage you to do is just have a look at um, the points of difference for the database. So what are the special field options available in that database? Are there any special limiters available in that database? Having an understanding of the content and some of those special features in the database can help you with your search and get the most out of your searching. Now you've also got that personal account that you can save things to and come back and access in another session. If you want to save your searches, so I can see someone's added in the chat that they like to save the searches, the way that you do that is from the search history screen. Now, the search history screen shows us all of the searches that have been done in the current session. So I've done 7 searches so far. For each search, I can see the terms that were used. I can see any expanders or limiters that were in place. I can see the search mode that was in place. I can view the results of a search. This is where you go to save one or more of your searches to your personal folder. So you just cherry pick the search or searches that you'd like to save, and then use this link and it will save it to your personal folder. And then if you are going to retrieve a search or searches from your personal folder, your personal account, you'd click on the link for the saved search, retrieve results. You'll be taken to this search history screen, and then you've got the ability to refresh search results from here. So we've done some keyword searching, some simple keyword searching. We've built in some complexity to our searching by looking at field options and limiter options. We've had a look at the index browse, which is a great way to explore some of the content within the database. You can actually build up searches from the search browse page as well. So let's go to test category. You can use the search builder from here. We can add it into our search box, and maybe there's another category we'd like to have in here. I'm just going to pick one at random here. Then you can choose how you'd like the Boolean operator that you'd like to use. So if I was to choose the AND Boolean, I've selected education as a test category, or the OR Boolean. Let's broaden it. I can build up my search from here, and I can refine my results from the results page. So Search Builder, another way to explore the content in the database. With your personal account, you can set up preferences. So if you've got some preferences that are different to the default, with your personal account, you can set up your preferences. So maybe you'd like the language of the searching interface to be in a language other than English. There are a number of language options available here. Maybe you'd like to see more information for each result. You could have the detailed view. Set up your preferences, save your preferences, and when you sign into your account, it will apply your preferences. Now, right at the bottom of the searching interface, there is a link right down the bottom here, EBSCO Connect. EBSCO Connect is our help site. So this is where you can find things like tutorials, you can find FAQs, you can find links to upcoming training sessions, plus more. So there is some information here about mental measurements. So let's search for mental measurements. Mental measurements yearbook with tests in print, comprehensive records. If you'd like to see more information about this, you can go to EBSCO Connect. What you find on here, it is publicly available. You don't need to sign in to access this information. If you would like this, let me share this link here. I'll pop this in the chat. Say you'd like to share this page with a colleague, with a student. You can copy that permalink, that link that's in the top toolbar. And when somebody clicks on that link, and if you click on that link that I've added in the chat, you'll see you'll be taken directly to this page. Now, as well as information about the database, if we go back to the home page for Connect, on the left-hand side, we've got tutorials. Now, these are solution focused, nice and short and sharp. Sometimes you just want to know that one piece of information. And rather than sit through a full training session again, you can watch a 1 or 2 or 3 minute video. If we scroll down to the EBSCOhost tutorial, so EBSCOhost, the platform which we search our EBSCO databases, we've got things like advanced searching, basic searching, how to use the citation tool, how to create a search alert. And you'll notice that for the majority of these tutorials, there is a YouTube option, there's a Vimeo option, and there's a PowerPoint option. So at least hopefully by at least one of these options, you'll be able to access the tutorial. Now with the Vimeo and the YouTube tutorials, they are publicly available. So if you would like to share this with a colleague, or if you'd like to post this to the library site, you are welcome to do so. When somebody clicks on the tutorial, they'll be taken directly to the tutorial. It will not prompt for a sign in. So here's the YouTube option, here's the Vimeo option, here's the PowerPoint option. Again, if you'd like to share the entire page, you've got that URL up here in the top. You can copy that and you can send it. So lots of great information here on the EBSCO Connect side. You've got a number of EBSCO databases. If you are interested in any support materials, tutorials, FAQs, etc., on any of those other EBSCO databases that you've got access to, you can browse that information by product help, and you can explore the product help information for individual resources. If you are interested in a training session, we offer a number of training sessions every month. They are hosted on Zoom. They are free of charge. You are welcome to sign up. You're welcome to encourage students to sign up for these classes as well. View upcoming classes, and you can see our full list of classes free of charge. You are welcome to sign up for any of these classes here. If you have any training needs, so maybe there's something about any of your EBSCO databases that you would like a refresher training on, I'm sure the library won't mind if I say reach out to the library, and I'd be delighted to host a follow-up session. So maybe just share with the library what you're interested in, and I'd be delighted to create a follow-up session for the organisation from here. So let's bring things together, and then we've got plenty of time for questions if there are any questions before we close out. So 5 key things to remember when you're searching on the platform. So it is important to have a well-constructed search. There might be times where you are interested in a specific test, and that's where you can search for that specific test. But there might be other times where you're interested in just any content around a particular maybe topic area. So we used, say, substance misuse as a broad topic there, and we search for any results that have matched that particular topic there. Now, down the left-hand side of the results page, you've got those facets and filters to help you refine your results. From the results list, you'll see options to view the full text. So today we had a look at the HTML full text. If the library has set up other types of links to link out to full text, you might see some other types of links, maybe not necessarily for this database, but maybe some of those other EBSCO databases that you have access to. You've got the personal folder, and it's great to see that some people are already using the folder. You can save things to the folder. You can create subfolders and share the contents of your subfolder with other people. You can set up alerts using that share button on the top right of the results page. So lots of benefits to having that free personal account. And then EBSCO Connect is where you can find help articles and tutorials plus more. So that brings me to the end of my presentation today. We've got plenty of time for questions. Are there any questions around anything that we covered in today's session? I'll keep my eye on the chat, but before we do close out, I would like to say again, thank you very much for your time today. I hope you found this session to be interesting and informative. And again, if you do have any training needs about any of your EBSCO resources, please do reach out to the library, and we'd be delighted to host additional training sessions for the university.
Yes, we love having you here, Cindy. Thank you so much. And I always learn, I love when you come to talk, because it's just a good primer for how to use any of the EBSCO databases and Library OneSearch as well. You know, I learn something new every time. I noticed today when you're searching in your folder, the saved searches, I didn't realize I could set, I saw the RSS icon. And that's awesome. I can set an alert right there in my saved searches for like an author that I want to know when they publish something new about, or, you know, topics. We've been doing a lot of research lately on artificial intelligence in research and writing. And so I just set it up. Now I'll get an email when a new article comes out. So I really appreciate all the tips that you show us there.
Wonderful. Thank
And
you. Thank you. I know
yeah,
AI is a very popular topic at the moment. Yes. And
yes.
you've got a lot of great databases, so you can search across all of those databases for, you know, AI. I would say if you are searching across all of the databases for anyone in today's session, maybe to give your search a little bit more of a focus, because you could very easily end up with thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of results when you're searching across a number of databases.
Good point. Yeah. Thank you. Well, before we let you go, any last questions or comments for Cindy? Any thoughts? Thank you so much for coming, Dana. Thank you all. Thank you, Dan. Thank you all. And again, you know, the recording will be up on the library CETL page, and I'll send it out as well. Feel free to share with any colleagues who couldn't make it today. Big thanks to Cindy and Janet from EBSCO. Thank you both for joining us today, and have a great Wednesday. Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone. Thanks. Bye-bye.